and the purple ninjas show up. And I'm doing my best not to die so I can save the life. And I think I end up saving the life, which is good for now. Again, you know, strategy, I'm trying to have him lead the way so I don't lose my life. Because that would suck, because lives are important in this game, especially when you only get 2 continues. And more ninjas show up, and luckily for us, we have good teamwork. We're working together for about 10, 12 years or so we're used to it. Random brown ninja. Aka Iho, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Where do all these ninjas keep coming out from this boat? Like, seriously. They just, like, coming in from space? Are they water ninjas? Okay, they're water ninjas, apparently. They live in the river, they're brown, they match the water in the background. Fine, geez, whatever. And, I let him get the special, the police car there, because I'm about to die anyway. So we determined, okay, he's got a better chance of living. And that's a grenade. You don't want to get hit by those. They hurt your health. He ends up getting hit, and I decided to use my special because I think I'm about to die. This comes into play because it kills all these guys, and it makes their job a little bit easier. And the random mini kickboxers again, Falcon, Raven, and Eagle. Save me, Eagle!
I feel like Hobbit riding on giant eagle. Boba Baggins. Good old Frisky Dango. Fact of the matter is, Eagle's the first one to go down, which is kind of ironic. If you've ever watched Frisky Dingo, there's a whole lot of jokes if you think about it, considering Eagle and going down. But the fact of the matter is, I got 2 specials. He's got 1. We're both going into this pretty low health, but he's used his, and we're in pretty rough shape in all honesty. But before you know it, things are getting better, and all of a sudden, someone shows up with a pipe. See, the thing about someone showing up with a pipe is that the first thought that should go through your head isn't, oh my god, he's got a pipe. It's, hey, I'ma beat that sumbitch and take his freaking pipe. Because once you take that pipe, you should do a lot of ass whooping. Unfortunately for him, you get some jugglers with some flames in there, and as you may or may not have noticed earlier in the missions back on the street, I caught up behind one and suplexed one. These bitches, they are hard to fight. There is no good way to fight them. Even if you grapple them and hit them and throw them forward, the problem is, you throw them forward, they will flip and land on their feet and take no damage. These women are the most agile bastards you will fight in the game. Yeah, we straight up used 3 specials, because I had a spare from earlier. He's got one now. We straight up use them. We still got fighting to do. And as you see there, I throw her, and she lands on her feet. Granted, I kick her in the face after, but still, the only way to fight them is straight up combat. I wait for it, and kicked in the face, and punched in the face for the win. So, sometimes the simplest tactics are the best, but keep in mind, odds are, they're gonna kick the shit out of you. Don't get discouraged by them, because quite frankly, they'll kick the crap out of your best warriors. They use the same martial arts as me. Obviously, hooker. Too weak for me, you know, because rest we should reach our destination soon. Oh, that was a weak cutscene.
Need better cutscenes. Alright, the Man Crushers, scene 6. You can see this rocket launcher up there. I kind of derp around with it a little bit. The bazooka with all of 3 bullets. I'm sure it'd be useful if they didn't give it to you right at the beginning of the mission. You know, you think they'd give it to us about halfway through, or at least a third of the way through, so we can try and take it onward, but, oh yeah, you end with a different boss than we're used to in Streets of Rage 1, so that was kind of a pain. And the random man pushers there pissed me off. The conveyor belts, like, I understand this is a factory, but, like, why would we be fighting through the part where you try to move stuff? And failed bazooka, but there's a wind bazooka right there. Double kill. And I've determined, hey, I can still do my special kick. And eventually, you know what? Bazooka, done. That was good. Let's get that out of here. I don't know. Why would they bust it out so early? It kind of seems like a waste in my opinion, but suplex for your troubles. Throw for your troubles. Grandpa for your troubles. I kind of get my ass kicked though. I'm kind of almost down to half health right now, which really sucks. So does he, so I don't know. I mean, we try to use the crushers a little bit as we continue on, but it's not something you can really control. I mean, we can trigger them, but the enemies can't trigger them, and you know, getting crushed kind of seems like a stupid move. So take that, turret. And you can see he'll trigger it and move back, and I'll dash forward so we don't get hit by it. Grandpa threw and grabbed the health since I needed it more than he did. That was pre-planned, I promise. But yeah, usually later on in the missions, the enemy random thugs there, they get a little bit stronger, so we're fighting the renegades now instead of the green or blue versions of them, and the turtles are green. They'll be even stronger versions of the renegades. That's so the game isn't easier as you go on, but harder. Because classic video games, rather than changing things, would just make the same guys more difficult to make it harder on you, which, you know, isn't necessarily a bad thing. They just weren't as creative as the game designers are nowadays. So, going through, again, classic beat 'em up, you can only talk about the action so much before you mention the same thing. And we fight a mini-boss, another fire breather, in Humphrey. I think Streets of Rage did a good job in making the game difficult and giving you the pain-in-the-ass mini-bosses in every other mission that came back to fight you again. Right, you get the mini-bosses at the end of each level, 2 of them, and since I'm about to die, I use my special, but these random guys in the middle of the mission also seem frustrating because, you know, hey, we already beat Fire Breathers, why do I have to beat another one again? That doesn't really seem fair to us.
You're gonna want to use your specials the best you can, but in the meantime, a nice jump kick doesn't hurt. To have to fight one fat freaking fire breather again it's inconvenient. 2 was bad. 1 not as bad, but in the middle of a level, he can wreak havoc. Because at the end of a level with 2 of them, that's one thing. But to just kind of throw one of them at you, but in the middle of a level and say, hey, by the way, he's not even the boss, he's just here to screw with you until you make it to the end, that's really one-sided. He's really just there to lower your health the best he can, screw with you. Oh, right there? When you noticed I beat that ninja, that money hit the conveyor belt and rolled off screen, I made a comment about that to him. We make it through, I grabbed the belt, hit that guy, and boom, there's the money at the end of the conveyor belt. I just wanted to point that out because they did make sure that stuff that goes off screen doesn't just disappear. When that money hit the conveyor belt, it was at the end waiting for me after I grabbed that bat, and I thought that was very important.
The Remake guys did a nice work at making sure things work out like that, believe it or not. There were a couple of glitches in the first couple of games that didn't really make sense, but the Remake guys took care of that. They added in more sprites. They made sure, you know, we want to make this game as best as we could. The Remake's been in development since 2003. It's 2011 now, and they're on the final version. So, you know, they wanted to make sure that this is one of the best Remake games you'll ever play, and with 103 different levels and 8 endings, I think they did a nice job based on what I've seen so far. I know there's enough content here to keep me occupied for weeks from now. And the Remake was free. I don't know if Sega's going to take it down or whatever, because it is kind of licensed stuff from them. But get it while you can, I guess. I posted the link in the description of the first video, so be sure to check that out if you want to play with it. Batting like a rampage, throwing people in the crusher, batting people like you can't believe. Finally got a crusher kill. Yeah, I think he ends up running back and goes for the gem here. Whoop, 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 whoop. And hey, jump kicks through the crusher. Doesn't normally happen. Make sure not to do that. Dodging the crusher isn't something that you're really gonna be able to do, but luckily for him, oh, I don't know how he grabbed the special, but he ends up using it anyway to make sure that it doesn't get wasted. I don't know if there's a health up here or what, but you want to make sure not to waste your specials. And there's life here, and he grabs that too, yep. We are doing our best not to die, but I think... Oh, Grandpa. And that's a pipe, and he says, yeah, no, I'm about to die. You go ahead and grab that pipe instead. So I do, and I think that, yeah, special gets burned right here to make sure you don't waste it. Because if you look at his health, like, one hit from anybody would take him out, and to have that special go to waste would be kind of stupid. So even though it doesn't kill like a mini-boss or whatever, it's still a decent use of it, I fear. Rather than waste it, we use it on somebody. Suplex. Random crusher. He ends up making it a decent time on his low health, which surprised me. And we've got the pipe. We're blocking her by the crusher. I ended up getting kicked in the dome, which sucks, but she gets grandpa'd for her trouble, so... And random more hookers show up with the kinky electric whips that hurt. He's finding people he can't even see, and we just try and make sure that he doesn't die, but I think it ends up happening anyway. I could be wrong, you know, we did play a lot of this. And, continuing on. Which one is that? What's his name? Is it the Scarab? The turtles turn to Scarabs when they get higher powered, and he ends up dying to them, so all our efforts go to waste. Middle of Crushers, probably the most precise part of the mission.
This part is tricky because you've got one crusher here, and you can run past it as fast as you want, but the fact of the matter is there's another crusher on the other side of it. So what he does, he beats that guy, he waits for it to hit, he runs up with me, which is the wise thing to do. Those robots are really just a nuisance more than anything else because they will self-destruct. Luckily for us, that stupid bastard got detonated by the crusher. I set off the crusher, we run through, I get thrown like a stupid black bastard, and then we fight these guys, and things go back to normal, etc.
Yeah, luckily for me, there's health right up here, so I don't have to waste the life, and again, this comes into importance because not wasting your lives is crucial so you can get through the game faster. And I thought there'd be a mini-boss here, but apparently there's not. There's only Purple Renegade, so we take care of him, no problem. And now it's mini-boss time, based on the music. And this wasn't included in Streets of Rage 1, but this is a random robot called Rex. Neo X, I'm sorry, Neo X. And he jumps around, and he punches and shoots people, and he's a big pain in the ass. And you can see I struggle with him a bit. Thankfully, they don't include him in the mini-boss random spree at the end. But nevertheless, basing on his running and jumping and his punching, he was a big pain in the ass, as you can see us struggle through. I don't know why they decided to include him, but my god, he was a challenge out of all the mini-bosses. So thankfully, there was only just one. So if there was more than one, I can imagine us not getting through this with many of our lives still intact. So, you know, thankfully we're still able to jump kick. He even shoots you with guns. Like, how is this fair? Throws him and he dies, but since he died, he'll use a special, and I do my best to try not to die to save the life. I don't know how well it works, but thank God for police enforcement. I think I end up dodging enough to live, but I'm not 100%. But even still, I mean, explain how this is, like, fair. If a random robot with superpowers fights us, and he ends up picking me out, so since I come back, I'll use a special anyway. Screw it. We get one at the beginning of the next mission anyway, so no point in letting it go to waste. So fire for you, you die, and the factory scene is done on stage 6. We get our bonuses, and I think it's cutscene time.
Everyone, get it down! Ugh, what a powerful explosion. He's showing us how to go out with a bang. Hurry, there's a door here, y'all.